looking at an entry here in this market. So looking at here, first of all, looking at the calendar as coming up later today, we will be looking at some, if you look at here, we will be looking to see quite a few high impact news coming. Okay, PPI and core PPI. With those news coming up later today, we are looking to find some entry opportunity here in this market. I hope that the stream is on, the audio is going well, and if you're here, make sure you like this stream, traders, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Welcome. Cool. We are back. This is Friday and pretty big trading day as of with the weekly last day of the trading week. Looking for some entry opportunity here in this market. We are on a key. If you look at this, is a key support level, and of this key support level, this is 5 minutes time frame. I'm on a trade on gold, which is also running in. This trade. Okay, so here we are looking at this market structure, and we are looking for possible entry back to the upside. Here we see there is a liquidity sweep in that area. Welcome. How do you use Forex Factory? Hello to everyone. Okay, so Forex Factory, this is a free website if you want to look at, and we'll be discussing, I'll explain all the features that available. Okay, so let's first look at the trade setup that we can look at and go to that point as well. We'll be discussing everything. So make sure, traders, if you are ready to find an entry, that means entering with me any trade, make sure you do the risk management, use the lot size calculator. Now, first of all, in this market on gold that we are looking at, this is the daily market structure that you can see. This is the daily support and daily resistance, and with this daily support and resistance, it is a bullish market structure that you can see. The market is trending to the upside here. And looking at the weekly price action here, and I'm doing a complete multiple time frame analysis, as we discuss that every day. We do 3 analysis for trading gold. So we need to look at from 3 angles. So one is the technical, the other one is fundamental, and the other one is we are looking at, third one is looking for the sentiment. So with that 3 analysis, we will be looking for that entry in this market. So make sure, traders, keep notes. And here, this is the weekly market structure that you can see, and Alright, so here is what we are looking at in this market. This is the weekly price action. Here from the weekly perspective, that you can see the market start to bounce off this level from the weekly, and today is the last day of trading. We can see this week, after the previous weekly narrow pin bar, this week as well the market is slowly building its momentum back to the upside here in that market. So here is what we are looking at in this price action, for the price to bounce back to the upside, and we are looking at the market to give us a potential entry in this market. So looking at the daily chart here, we can see that from the daily of this daily support level created this initial breakout, and now we saw there was a narrow triangle formation on the daily after back-to-back 2 days of inside bar. So the inside bar represents a potential short-term sideways movement that you can see in this market. So that sideways movement, now if we look at the daily market structure, which is potentially moving in a sideways, we are looking at this market to give us an entry in that area. So if you look at here, this is a key level. So if you look at here, this high and low, where there is a support and resistance on the daily time frame, and what we are looking at this market to give us, if you look at the series of high and low, to give us an entry in that market. And with that entry opportunity here on gold, that you can see, as today's market also so far in a comparatively narrow range, what we are looking at this market to give us a possible entry opportunity of this key support level. And if we look at the lower time frame, this is the 4-hour chart, where the market is moving in an entirely sideways market. So there is a narrow doji followed by another narrow doji, quite a few smaller narrower movement, and therefore if this market is coming down for a deeper pullback, we are looking at the price action to show up that the market to bounce back of this level here to create a new higher high. Therefore, looking at the lower time frame, here is there is a long wick doji, and you can see the market in this area here maintaining that series of higher low, and with this series of higher low formation, expecting the market to break back to the upside. Here we are on a trade that I have opened earlier, so it's still on, and we'll be looking for further opportunity as soon as we can see that suitable market confirmation here. So from the technical, though we see that there is a downtrend here, but I think there is, because I'm always trading with the major direction of the trend, so therefore I'm still looking for a bullish trade setup along the way, and as soon as we can find that confirmation in that area. And if you look at the sentiment, is still bullish. We see there is a sideways movement a little here, and there's some news also. I'm not sure how this will I think that might USDC NHS might drop a lot. You trade that? I used to trade that one. I used to do the swing trading. Alright, it's now breaking back to the upside here. So you see there is a pullback. Anyone trade USDC NHS? So we see that there is a now it's moving. This market dropped a lot here. I'm not sure what that much of bearish on USDC NHS in a row, quite a few months from this high. And usually if you look at that, if an instrument is highly bearish, that might bring pressure on export and import. That is depending on how this market want to trade. We might see now a reversal. So if you look at Okay, now here we are looking at some potential entry back to the upside here. So just a quick review on this one. So that we can see some news on China central bank will eliminate so that potentially has, you know, weakened the USDC and HS anyway. I don't trade at the moment, so we'll leave it. And if we look at other sentiment that we are looking at, gold inches up as traders are US tariff on nuclear talks. So some of the factors, so this is where the gold, basically gold is highly, if you look at that, currently having a high level of volatility with this upcoming quite a few news along the way, and gold inches up as traders are US tariff and Iran nuclear talks. So yet if we look at the overall the sentiment, that because there isn't any tangible still outcome on the some of the event, so we see the market is in a sideways but with a bullish bias, and this is a normal cycle in the market, right? We saw there was a sideways and then breakout. It's now on a, if you look at here, the structure formation on gold from the daily, this is a uptrending market, right? Let's understand it. Look at here, always look at the bigger picture, traders. That's where you start to see, when you see the bigger picture, you start to see all those clearer move that you can see. All right, so bigger picture is the key. If you look at here in this market of this support level here, this is the move here on, if you look at the daily, and with this daily move here on gold, and with this daily market structure that you can see on gold, it's maintaining an uptrending market structure. Here is a clean uptrending impulse that you can see on XAUUSD, and that uptrend, if you look at here now, it ranges into one single triangle, which is a narrow triangular pattern. So when you see that the market has moved and then form this narrow triangular pattern, so if you look at here, this is an uptrending market structure that you can see a break below and then trending back to the upside here. So usually this is an uptrending market structure, with the market with a move can continue to rise back to the upside here, right? So if you look at here now, with this triangular pattern, with this movement here on gold from this support level here, we could see that the market to break from that, I think a little bit lower side can give significant amount of volatility here. So this is a natural rhythm that I would say, if you look at that in the market. So when you look at a market is creating an uptrend, forming a triangle, which is a natural rhythm in the market. And when you see the market is in this natural rhythm, Okay, that way you could see the price to break that low and then to continue to trend back again to the upside here. So a move followed by a triangular pattern formation, break below, and then continue to trend again back above. So the market usually moves in that fashion. So this is the regular movement in the market. So therefore, if you look at this triangle here, with this triangle, that we are expecting the market to break that low and then to bounce back to the upside. So any bearish move can create a buying opportunity here in that market, and that's what we can see. There is quite a few sessions the market, though it is in a sideways. This is also the premium trade. It's running on, and we will be looking for further entry as soon as we can see the price action confirmation here in this market, which is a series of higher low. If you look at that, here is the triangular pattern that expecting the market to trend and continue to rise back here to create a new higher high here in this market. And with this, if you look at pretty long week and maintaining that's it's a kind of, you know, the cup pattern that probably you guys have seen in the past for both pattern. So with this structure formation, they're expecting the market to retest and then to continue to rise back to the upside here to create a new higher high. I hope that you guys are enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up if you do that, and also subscribe to the channel. We are progressing towards, in just a few minutes or an hour, NY opening, and this is Friday, and Friday is always one of the best day to trade, right? And also coming up later, PPI, right? So in this PPI, we will be looking to enter before and after. In both directions, we will be looking to see. If you look at the volatility is increasing, there is a bigger potential volume coming here, and that might take that market back above here. And we will be looking to see the market to go up and then creating a new higher high here in that market. As with this series of higher low, they're expecting the market to continue to rise back here in that direction here, potentially to create a higher high. With a doji formation, they're expecting here to cross back up further. We are looking at this is currently in a trend that you can see. This is a series of higher low that you are expecting. Now this is a lower time frame downtrend. If you look at the 1 minute, the price is respecting this trend line, and you want to see that the market to retest the trend line and then potentially to reverse again back to the upside here in that market. All right, so Friday, you guys ready for an entry? Okay, so it's building its momentum back to the upside here in that market. So we got the series of higher low, and with this series of higher low, the market may continue to rise here back above here to create potentially new higher high in that area. Here's the market showing up. We see that this is currently in a range market. So with the current movement, we are on a trade that is running with 60p profit, and we will be closing. This is a premium trade. We will be opening again here in this area as soon as we can see that entry. With this movement that you can see, the market is slowly breaking back to the upside. This current trade we have closed with the running profit and looking for more entry later today as soon as we can see that suitable price action confirmation along the way in that area. Here is the current level of resistance that might turn into support. And with this movement, if you look at series of higher low, the price is breaking back to the upside here. And now as the market managed to break above, if you look at, this is the 15 minutes price action where there is a bearish fair value gap. We want to see the market after retest to go up further. So any pullback below here, now we will be looking for that bullish entry opportunity or the uptrending movement here in that market. Here's the move that you can see the market is maintaining this trend line. So the current support is here. We will be waiting for a break below. And then as soon as we see that the market has dropped down well below for this break of structure, we are looking at entry for this move in this market. I have a bearish bias on gold. Currently the market is, if you look at from this support level, it's slowly breaking to the upside, right? And with that break to the upside here, okay, so the market might range a little more time, but at the moment we can see that after this long consolidation, after this extended consolidation, the market has managed to break out, and we could see the price to eventually continue to rise here back above to create a new higher high. I think the way we have formed a couple of days candles, it looks like the market wants to go down or break down before any higher highs. So if we look at the daily, yeah, from the daily, there is a very high chance the market first will break below before going up, unless there is any, that incidental event happening. So if you look at so far, we can see that there isn't enough information about the current, what some of the event that drive the gold price up. But what you can see, the market is, that's why it's moving in a sideways. So you see the little bit of sideways. So when the market, that means the buyers and sellers are not like in decision, that means not in clear decision, the market will move in a sideways. So if you look at here, you can see that. All right, so in this area, this is the daily price section, and there was an initial breakout of this level, followed by a triangle formation here, and then the market has broken out here. So, and with that break, if you look at here, is still maintaining that series of higher low. There is a daily, the market tested the weekly low, and today is the last day of trading week. And if this weekly candle, if you look at the overall, a dip from the triangle makes sense before. Now I totally agree. So if you look at here, this is the weekly. Previous week was a pin bar. This week has shown bullish move. The market today could remain in this level here. However, there are a couple of scenarios can happen. Let me explain. So if we look at today's daily high and also the previous daily low, all right, so these two, this is the daily high and low, and this daily candle can close in between this, okay, which is one possible scenario. The market is not breaking this daily high. If today's candlestick pattern close like that within this narrow, smaller range, then there is a higher chance for the next day. That means on the weekly opening, the new candlestick pattern, something like that can happen. Okay, so it can cross this weekly low and then could continue to rise back again here. So this is one potential scenario, that if today's price not being able to break above. The other potential scenario, we still have the full NY session and part of London session is still remaining for the market to move. So if the market breaks below today and manage to break significantly below to this daily low or here, then we might see that at the end of the day, the candle closing above. And if that happens, there's a very higher chance that next week early the market will rise up. So in both cases, we have a very high chance for the market to come down here. See, this is how the technically that we can think of. Therefore, we had a buy trade earlier. So for short term, now if the market goes to any of these key resistance line from the bigger picture, we will be looking for sell if the market shows enough confluence. And to sell, of course, you want to see the market has reached today's high or being able to break that today's high here. Then we can look for that sell later today. Okay, so here is if you look at this, is a support level, and the market is breaking that to the upside here, and this is a resistance line that we're expecting the price to go ahead, and this is today's high, and if the market goes well above here, then we will be looking for sell. That's what we will be doing here. Now, yeah, so if the price managed to break that key level of resistance, we are looking for this sell in this market. Okay, so you can see that it's pushing back to the upside, and that movement to the upside is important, because if we see that as there is a news coming, if you look at the calendar coming, calendar news is in 1.5 hours, so we'll see that core PPI, and this data, if you look at the release delayed by 15 days due to the US government shutdown. Okay, so here is now the market slowly creating a downward pressure here. So if with the core PPI, if the market goes above, that means breaking 5200 or up, okay, we are looking for this market to show us a possible sell opportunity of this level here. My TP is 5150, so you are on a sell. I would a little wait for the market to eventually break below. If you look at as the market now going up for this break of this resistance line, we are looking for this market to come down deeper here. Just a matter of 1 minute break, and in the meantime, you can see the market is coming. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so here is some 520 is a good point to pull back. Look, to the end of week and end of the month, and the CME gold option ends plus news later on. So yeah, now today is the end of the like the trading month. So if you look at, so we still have from the calendar another day. It's leap year, right? So 28th is the smallest month of the year. So tomorrow is the last day, but today is the last trading day in terms of the market. And you can see there is a, if you look at, this is a sideways, and with this monthly candle close, usually the monthly day was very volatile because of the monthly close. And as with the, if you look at the progression of this movement that you can see, and with this progression of this movement here, and support here, support here, support here, with this support the market may eventually cross that high, the chances, and could reverse again back in that area. So looking at this market here, there is an imbalance here, right? So as we discussed that today's daily, because the major trend is up, if we want to sell, then definitely we need to see the market has reached any key level and rejected. This zone that you can see on the daily is a key level. Key level normally not one line, it's a zone that you want to see the market to have a strong reversal. And if you look at from this support, the market is maintaining its movement, and that's what we are looking to see the price to go up, continue to rise, even crossing that high, and then to return again back below. So therefore any it's already in an uptrend, you want to see that it reach that. So today's sell area, if we want to sell, we want to look at the price to reach that key level and then to reverse. So if the market goes in this movement here, this is our sell zone. All right, so looking at here, it's our sell zone. Are you guys ready to sell or ready to buy? We are looking to see some movement here. What's buy level? Okay, when you have mentioned sell level, but what's suitable buy level? Okay, now for buying, where the market is now is a potential buy zone here, but I'm not going to go long. As I mentioned here, it's a currently the market is approaching the daily resistance. We'll be looking to buy if the price retests this structure here. We already have opened earlier one position buy, and that has closed accordingly. Okay, so if you look at here, this is a resistance line, resistance line, resistance line, and if you want to see the market has penetrated well below here for another bounce back to the upside in that market. And slowly, if you look at here, it is maintaining an uptrending market structure here. Okay, so with this inverted head and shoulder breakout pullback, the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure. Now with that uptrending market structure, the price may continue to rise here to create a new higher high in this market, and this is what we are looking for, this market to push back to the upside to create a new higher high. And if we see, this is the current level that you can see 5185. However, if we see stronger rejection, a false breakout of this support, this is a double bottom, 5185 is a good level for short-term buy entry. That means it's around 100 pip more we can expect, but at the moment I'm not entering because it left a fragile level that can break any point in time. Okay, so but if the market has dropped for a pullback and the candle close above, we'll be looking for going long. That's the plan, right? Plan your trade, trade your plan. That's the best way to trade the market. That's why you guys see that we have a very high win rate every single day in this live session, and we're looking for more, right? Thank you. So you can see it's trying to break below here and expecting to extend further lower. And if the market goes back below, this is where you will be able to see the market to come down for a deeper liquidity sweep in that area. Guys are looking for the market to cross down here, back below, to create a new lower low in this market. So 5180 zone will be good long entry. 5180. I wouldn't go long blindly. If the market drop there and you want to see that it's carrying rejection of that level, then only you will be looking for that entry. Friends, gold is likely to fall. Gold is likely to fall, as I told, as it did in January 30th. This with this expiration of the gold option. Hello friends, gold is likely to fall as it did on January 30th with the expiration of gold option. Okay, good observation. Alright, so there is a potential, as I mentioned, there is a potential for deeper. I wouldn't say that it's a fall, I would say it's a pullback. Alright, so because the daily market structure is not at the moment, for today at least, so not blindly. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if you look at here, the daily market structure at the moment, the way it has built, formed, it's not very suitable for entirely break to the upside. Okay, because the market has created, if you look at the daily high, is important to look at. See this one, 3 days series of lower high, right? And now if it wants to go high, it needs to break all these 3 days lower high and then to go high. Now at the same time it maintained a 3 days higher low. So therefore, to break 3 daily high, that means resistance, it requires momentum. Imagine that, you know, there is a ceiling and there is a tennis ball. So if you look at one ceiling, if you throw the tennis ball with, let's say, with 50 Newton force, if there are 3 ceilings, you might need to break this. You know, you need to throw this ball maybe with 500 Newton force, right? That was you need to do to break 3 ceilings, because it's 3 of them. And in that case, you need momentum. That means force. Now, from here, the distance is low. So the momentum is, I think, speed bar multiplied by mass, isn't it? It's the equation of the momentum. Yeah, so mass into velocity or speed. So therefore, if you consider the distance is a mass, right? And you need bigger distance, that means, and therefore when the market will break below here, below the previous daily low, right? So you have more masses. So those masses are liquidity, right? It's like a rocket. If you put a fuel, it's gonna go back to the upside. So liquidity is the fuel of the market. Breaking any of this daily low, it will gain momentum, and then it's gonna push back to the upside. So therefore, from the physical and mathematical perspective, gold is potentially to higher probability will come down for gaining that momentum. But because its overall trend is up, you want to see that it has done enough pullback. Now in this lower time frame, we can see some upside bias here. Now we talked about the daily trend. Now we are looking at also the lower time frame trend here. And that's big, the lower time frame trend. We want to see the market to come down further lower here if we want to go long in this market. Sure. Yeah. Now, if you look at in this area, it's now on a consolidation, right? This is a sideways consolidation that you can see in this market. Now, this sideways consolidation has now imbalance. If you look at this, is a fair value gap. This is how to look at the market. So it's a best way to analyze is if you look at a trend, that means a breakout. Look for the market to come down to this here. Okay, so to this imbalance And that imbalance is quite important if you look at, because during that imbalance here, you'll see the market to show its momentum. And if you look at, because the market in that zone where there is an imbalance, we could see the price to break to the upside here in that area. And with this zone, looking at that area, this is a high area of value. This is a liquidity zone. As the market moves from liquidity to liquidity, we could see the price to retest and then to reverse again back up here in that area. Okay, we might be able to find a short-term buy entry here after the market retest the low properly. We'll be looking for short-term buy entry here in that zone. Ready? It's Friday, guys. This is where I love trading on Friday because there is a weekend coming and there's a new party time coming. All right, what do you do on weekend? You can share your also the weekend planning. So having to have like trading is fun, right, for the weekend. Okay, so we see the break of this low here. There is an imbalance in that area, right? So if you look at, if this break is a false break, we can look for that entry back to the upside here in that market. All right, so we'll be looking at that. I'm waiting for the entry. In the meantime, let's have music that can tell that it's Friday. Waiting for the best entry, guys. That's what we need as a trader: patience and an entry that can give us something out of it, right? A learning or whatever comes first or both. So you can see that break below, and it's coming to the daily low here. All right, so it's just the daily support. Okay, so you can see some break above here in that area. Here's the move they're doing. The market is approaching that the lower time frame support. They're expecting the market to potentially, if you look at this, also form a doji. That we are looking for the market to retest and then to revert again back in that area here. Okay, so you can look for an entry. Are you going to see that potential bounce here? We'll be looking for that break below, and if the market shows enough confluence, that's where you will be looking at this market to give us that entry opportunity here in that market. Here is after break of this low, the market is slowly building its momentum back to the upside here, and we might see the price to potentially a break above here, that you could see the market to eventually trend up, and there is a higher chance that the market to test that low and as you can see, as we discussed, this is a fragile support, and you see the market has managed to break that low. Now for us to be able to look for a buy, this is a little slower movement. It's really annoying. So we have a little bit of slowdown in the. Can you hear me, traders? I see that there is a little bit of slowdown. Something weird happened. Yeah, okay, thank you. The chart got little time to load. Come on, that's very weird. The market structure that you can see, it's very serious. I might need to restart. See that here. Okay, so probably I just have to do a restart of my PC. We'll be back in just less than 2 minutes, so stay tuned guys. Just will be back in 1 minute with this restart. Everything will be on, just a restart, and then we'll be restarting again. Oh my gosh, that's... Okay, so back on track. There has been little interruption. We are back on track. We're back on track here, and cool. Little interruption, and I believe that you guys can hear me now. Can you hear me and see me, traders? Thank you. Okay, so looking at here, it's showing that the market now approaching back to the upside here. If you look at from this level, so there is a gap here, which is the market is going to fill that gap potentially now in that area. Thanks for the patience guys. Here if you look at the market slowly builds that, and the momentum is going up, and we have approaching the news time, and the market after break of this low, it's now potentially breaking back to the upside with this doji here. And there is an imbalance. The price is approaching the daily high. With the news, we might see the price to now potentially to go back to retest this daily resistance line that you can see here in that area. And that's what you can see the price action to show up, and then to give us that entry opportunity here in that area. This is what we are looking to see, that the market to show up here, breaking that to the upside here to create a new higher high in that market. So with this, if you look at, this is a support level. The market is moving back to the upside with this support level. they're expecting the price to go ahead, and it's now moving in that direction that you can see, which is going back to the upside here. And now, as from the intraday, we can see the price tested the low. Now going back to the upside, chances that the price will be able to break this daily high. And as we are progressing towards the new session, I will be more interested to sell if the market breaks this key level as we planned in the beginning of this session. So you want to sell this market off this daily high to be broken. If we see the market has broken the daily high, we will be looking for that market to sell. Welcome, thanks for joining. And we are looking at in this market to see an uptrend here. We saw there was a breakout pullback. The market is maintaining this uptrending market structure where the price is going to create a series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrend here. And with this uptrend, as there is a breakup structure here, there is a entirely the market has broken back to the upside to create a new higher high. Welcome. And now, because there is a break above, the price has pulled back and shown that there is a possibility for the market to go up to test this key level. So for us, before the news, if we see the deeper pullback here, we will be looking for going long. Interesting plan here. So traders, can you hear me? Thank you. Thank you very much for confirmation. Yes, we are looking for this market to bounce back to the upside here. Okay, so it's coming down back below in this level here, dropping to that key support area. Okay, breaking above. entirely broken back to the upside, as we discussed, to the daily high. And now let's wait to see where we see the potential confirmation for any kind of sell entry. The price has just broken the daily high, and in between this, if you look at in between this daily 2 days high, here is a zone that might get a short-term rejection at least, and we want to see the market is going back to the upside here before this data coming. If you look at the 1 hour price action, which is just the candle open broken back to the upside here. Now this is today's in a previous daily high, and this one is the previous daily high. So 2 days high in between. Looking for a possible sell opportunity. Here's the move that you can see the market is potentially breaking that up here. And there is going on here in that area. It's directly crossed the previous daily high. Here's I would like to look for. And if this movement is not because of any geopolitical reason, let's see if there is any high impact news, then we might see that the market to eventually reject of this key level, right? I'm getting ready for a possible entry here. We are looking to see that the news is coming in 20 minutes. And there has been significant imbalance in this area. Now, if we look at the data here, which is core PPI, right? The forecast is 0.3%. with the upcoming PPI. And this is the level that the market is going up, and we are looking for this price action to show up. The market may cross that level here, and we will be looking for the market to show up that entry back to the upside here in that area. We'll be looking to see the price to go up, cross this high, and then to potentially return back below here in that area. So quick, no chance to enter. Yeah, so basically we saw there was a pullback here, and my plan here, if you looked at in the beginning, I was planning for a sell because the price is approaching the daily key level and there is news coming, and from this zone the price, if this is the weekly high here, though this is a long-term uptrend, so the market can do anything, right? The market is free to do. This is the nature of the market, unpredictable. It's like the nature, right? unpredictability is the nature of this universe. Everything is unpredictable, isn't it? The function of probability. So anything and everything is probabilistic. Every moment is probabilistic, right? It's like an unfolding. We think that this is a wrong wiring also in our brain. If you look at, right, starting from here, ending here, right? So this is the starting point, this ending point, 1900 to 2000, 100 years. It's a wrong wiring, in fact. It's not like that. And that's how we experience time in this way, and stuck in a loop of thought that tells us that I'm here, it's there, okay. But in fact, if you go to the quantum level, we are all quantum, right? Some level. Then there is no, like, you can't experience time like that. So it's another way of finiting things, right? Everything is infinite. So when we cannot infinite something, then we finite it in this way. Cut it something in the middle. So let's say you see that something is, there is no beginning or end. Because we don't understand that part, that beginning, how can something be beginning without ending? So to understand, we cut it in the middle like that piece of bread. Okay, cut it and name it. Now everything is here. And we define everything and we think that this is what it is. That's interesting, isn't it? CPI news coming up. Yep. In few minutes. Alright, so approaching that key level here. Now the market reached a lot here to the daily. Is it possible for CPI news to fall gold? This is what I think. There is a potential for, you see that the market is, let me delete all of that, and there's an order block here now from the 1 hour. See, this is a 1 hour order block, and going this way directly to that order block can trigger reversal market movement here. Welcome. The news forecast is expected to be negative or positive for dollar. That's a very good question. Either negative or positive. What we can see that gold is approaching a key level. So pre-news movement showing that we might see that at least a spike down here. If you look at the dollar index, it's now in a sideway, right? Very narrow. This week, so far, dollar index didn't move much. But the market might remain in this range here. See that? Look at the gold. But here XAUUSD is breaking back to the upside here. It might defy what we discussed. Okay. Without breaking the low, the market not to go up, but we can see that it's showing that momentum as we discussed, that there is few factors here. Okay, technical as well as the fundamental, and also the geopolitical and other factors. As we are progressing towards the end of the month, here is so far this movement is a bullish breakout here that you can see in this market. Welcome back to this live session. I hope that you are enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Now we have 12 minutes. There is a bullish price action here. It's a buying move that you can see in the market. So we have 9 minutes to go, and there is a possibility for an upside movement here that you can see. Now, this is a very interesting market structure that you can see. Sudden increased in the volume in the market that you can see after this consolidation, and we have 10 minutes to go. That I'm planning to open a position for this move potentially before the news will be closing. So it's a full body move that you can see. Ten exponential moving average. The market is going up here, and okay, so it has a significant breakout here. All right, so do you think the market is going to go a lot now? See it beyond that. The news forecast is expected to be negative or positive. Okay. If there is more buyers, it means the market will first go down, trap the buyers at high price, then go up. So this is happened during the news time. Okay, so if you look at that, the market is, you know, of course there is more buyers, that's why the market is going up, right? Now, because there are more buyers, the market is going up, right? But as long as there is a liquidity, there is a volume in the market, it's gonna keep pushing up. This seems suspicious. Could we just break down straight with the news? Okay, now it has broken back to the upside. Now both bias possible here. Okay, so if you look at the market, yeah, this is very unusually broken back to the upside. That's why I didn't enter here, and it has entirely broken back to the upside here. And because the market has broken back to the upside, if you look at this nature of break, is very stronger, and it's mostly, now this break that you can see is mostly of the fundamental and sentiment. Okay, technically, if you look at the technical, that I would say that this market shouldn't break to the upside. If you look at the technical, you see that this kind of break along the way, a lot you will find. Usually when the market creates this kind of structure, it needs to break below before it bounce back to the upside. But here, what you can see that the market is just keep pushing in the last few minutes of this break. See, this is the 30 minutes candle, one large candle, right? If you compare with this whole move, except even bigger than this one, so there isn't any move like that. So this kind of move is unusual. Usually the market should be in a range. So that means there are some kind of that change in fundamental, right? Now with the news, we will be able to see that either this trend is continuing or it's again coming down here. And it's, so if we see now with the news not breaking below strongly, yeah, so this is what I was talking about. DXY, yeah, DXY in a sideways. You see that DXY didn't have much volatility here, right? DXY didn't move much. So USD CNHS has bounce here. You can see that. So CNHS is down here in that. GBP USD, if we look at breaking below, Dollar yen. Now looking at here, gold, that's a significant move that you can see. Now DXY didn't move, so that means very smart. Okay, DXY seems unchanged compared to gold. Yeah, very smart observation. This is how we need to look at the market. You see, usually gold can go up in two ways. Let's say bullish on bearish on DXY also will push gold higher. Now DXY not moving much, but gold is moving. That means there is more buying happening on gold and DXY unchanged. We have only 2 minutes for the news to come up, and this news is crucial because from here, might sound crazy, but this could be huge liquidity sweep. There has been significant liquidity sweep here. Okay, so you see that with this crossover, now usually before the monthly close, the market does this, right? So in the last hour or last session, more often that I have seen, especially on a monthly close, in the last session, the market almost moved the same as length as the whole month, sometime half of the month like that. So it might just keep pushing here and going back up, or we could see the return. Now, because it has shown significant bullish price action, after the news, you will be able to see that actually 3 high impact news, CAD and dollar, that in fact how the market might do. Okay, spending. .2% on GDP, CAD. How is the core PPI on 0.8%? Okay, and PPI 0.5%. Okay, how does that? We see any spike on DXY? There isn't much response yet. This might try to push back up here. This is bringing gold to downside. There might be. I'm looking for possible entry here. Okay, here I'm looking for a sell entry. Okay, though the market is still in an uptrend, but I will be looking for a sell entry as for short term, move back below here, keeping stop loss above this high and targeting only to this level, to the previous swing high here, right? So this is a sell entry by market with a tight stop loss and also with proper risk management, of course. So the stop loss placing here at above this high. $5244.22. Ticket target will be setting at 5201.00. So we will be taking this trade as soon as the market reach enough profit target, even if it might go back to the stop loss. So I'm fully risk managed. Alright, so I have open sell here for this movement and expecting the market to break that low. Alright, so here's the catch. We'll see that the market to come further lower, continue to trend back above here. But here what I'm looking at, that the market to give us that potential break below. Alright, so I'm set for a possible move, but it fully risk managed, of course. Okay, we are down here and we want to see the coming back below here, and I'll be also explaining the strategy and the education behind the trade. First, we would like to take this potential move back below for this downside here, though you could see still continuation back. There's a 5 minute candle close, and all right, so because the market has reached upside here, looking for a little downside back below. Once the market managed to break that low, we are looking for to take that move. All right, so you can see that some downside here. I am up 52 pip, 53 pip. It's not gonna be very long trade, as I mentioned. I love to take like this a smaller move and fast moving, taking the profit and closing the trade within a short period of time, and I'm taking the profit right now. Done, I'm taking profit. Boom, another winner in a row. It's 75 pip, higher volatility. I love to take this trade, this kind of market. 75 pip. All right, so taken 75 pip. Say yes if you have taken this trade and closed this trade. Have we done that? Are we in? Yeah, we are on sale. What do you get? Feeling 1000 pip drop. We are on. Yep. So I would like to see how many members has taken this trade successfully and closing profit. I'm still on it. All right, in it. Well done. Anyone here? That's awesome. Cool. Good to hear that. You see, the patience pays off. If you are patient, it's gonna pay off, guys. This is what I talk about. If you're patient, it's gonna pay off. I closed. That's fine. If you're patient, it's gonna pay off. This is a break of structure, right? And in a row now, I think it's now 10th trade. We are on winner in a row, one after one. Now I see the likes is not going up yet. Didn't you like this trade? There will be more coming up. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. Join the Telegram. You can find link below this video. There are more education and as well as analysis coming later today. And thanks for that. And as you can see, this is Friday, guys, and I like to take the profit and going for a walk or take some time off so that you are not over trading. Got it and took profit. Also love the physics and probability concept before take half size out. Thank you very much. Thank you for the, yeah, absolutely. This is what we discussed, that, you know, like, yeah, absolutely. It's fun to trade and understanding the probability of, it's all about probability, right? Everything is probability, because you don't know. What do you don't know? See the Schrodinger's equation. No one that 5 shy. All right. That's probability, right? So now it's coming back below. It may drop further downside here and could break that low, eventually coming down here. And now we'll be looking for entry more if we see that further movement later today as we are approaching to the monthly close. And since this London session, I have opened 2 trades on gold. Both of them I secured in profit along with the members in the premium group. Thank you very much. We are now in a row more than 10 trades in winner, and we want to keep that winning streak on. It's end of the month, end of the week, but it's not end of the trade. It's just beginning, right? So it's beginning a big trading era coming up in 2026 and 2027. We'll be looking to trade this market every single day using strategy as well as the trading tool. Also, we are trading every single day. If you enjoyed this session, make sure you visit the website link below this video where you can learn and grow as a trader with me every single day. That being said, thanks for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon with the next update in few hours here in this channel. So don't miss out to subscribe and make sure you press the notification bell so that you are notified. And over the weekend there will be extended Zoom webinar in the premium group. If you're in the premium group, then don't miss out to join that webinar where we will be discussing about our latest development, how you can get the full benefit out of it. And it's Friday, so don't miss out to enjoy the party coming later, shortly after.